age and experience, youth and skill, and one huge surprise. Sunday was indeed fun day at the Granite Games. The Oaks are definitely mighty in South Africa. It was a perfect weekend at the Fittest in Cape Town. 2 weeks of semifinals are in the books. Game Central starts now. 4 down, 6 to go. Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Game Central. I'm Sean Woodland. We are now 2 weeks through the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games semifinals as the Granite Games and Fittest in Cape Town took place this last weekend, as more athletes are heading to Madison, Wisconsin to compete in the CrossFit Games. And we will start with the Granite Games, where on the men's side, everyone is making a return trip as an individual except for Colton Mertens. He's been to the games on a team. This is the first time he will compete there as an individual. Totally the opposite story on the women's side. 4 of the 5 women inside the top 5 are making their first individual appearances at the CrossFit Games. Alessandra Pichelli, the only veteran in there. And Team Omnia, they never finished lower than 6th. They won 2 events. They are your top seeded team out of the Granite Games heading to the CrossFit Games. Saxon Panchik, he is your winner for the men, and he is living up to his name. He was captain consistency this past weekend. Never won an event, but every single one of his finishes was inside the top 7. He is the second Panchik to qualify for the CrossFit Games. Saxon making his 4th career appearance. His brother Scott qualified 2 weeks ago at the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge. Arielle Loewen is your surprise winner for the women at the Granite Games. She's been trying for a while to get to the CrossFit Games. She is a 5-time regional athlete, and her best finish at the regional competitions was 6th, her first year in 2014 in the South Central Regional, and she had a great final day in Minnesota. She won 2 events and then finished 4th in the final event to wind up on top of the overall leaderboard. We had a great battle between a pair of very talented youngsters and some very good veterans. Emma Cary and Mal O'Brien, 17 years old each. They are both advancing to the CrossFit Games for the first time as individuals. Alessandra Pichelli, who is older than both of those 2 young ladies combined. She's going back for the 9th time. And Christy Aramo O'Connell, she is not done yet. Even though she did not finish inside the top 5, she's still alive. Aramo O'Connell finished 7th overall, and she will get a chance to qualify out of the last chance qualifier. Congratulations to all the athletes who either kept their seasons alive or are moving on to the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games out of the Granite Games. The Fittest in Cape Town, that was the other semifinal that took place this past weekend. It was in South Africa. For the men, Jason Smith, he's returning to the CrossFit Games for the 3rd time in his career. Michelle Basnett, she wins a good battle with Dinah Swift to wind up on top of the overall leaderboard. And the Eikestad Mighty Oaks, they were perfect. They go 7 for 7 at the Fittest in Cape Town. They won every single event. And when you combine that with what they did in the quarterfinals, 12 total events over the quarterfinals and the semifinals for the Eikestad Mighty Oaks, they won 11 of them. And now they head to the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games. For the women, we had a great battle that started on day 2 between Michelle Basnett and Dinah Swift. Dinah Swift was your overall leader after day 1. Michelle Basnett took it away from her on day 2 and then was able to hold on in the final day of competition. She wins event 6 in order to solidify her hold on the top spot and ends up beating Swift by 32 points. And for the men, Jason Smith is your winner of the Fittest in Cape Town, and he is heading back to the CrossFit Games for the 3rd time in his career, his first appearance there since 2019. He is 36 years old, experience really coming into play for him. He won 3 of the 7 total events. The semifinals coming up this next week, there are 3 of them, and they are all virtual. The Brazil CrossFit Championship, the CrossFit Lowlands Throwdown, and the German CrossFit Throwdown take place on Friday to begin, and they again will all be virtual, and every single event will be doing the same tests. And here are those tests. They are 6 in total, and they will be divided up for 2 each day. Event number 1 is a repeat of Friendly Fran from stage 1 of 2020, 3 rounds of 21 thrusters and 21 chest to bar pull-ups. Event 2, 100 total reps of 4 movements. And the scores for these two events are due on Friday at 12 noon Pacific time. Event number 3, muscle ups, dumbbell front rack lunges, and double unders. A 25-minute time cap on that. 35-pound dumbbells for the women and 50 dumbbells for the men. 50-pound dumbbells for the men. And then event 4, the second and final event on day 2. It is a snatch ladder. Complete as many repetitions as possible in 10 minutes of 10 snatches at 85 and 135. Then a minute rest. Then the weight goes up. And then with the remaining time in that 10 minutes, if you get through all that work, you put 165 and 245 on the bar and then have at it. 10-minute time cap there. Event 5, this kicks off day 3 as the scores for 3 and 4 are due on Saturday at noon. 2,000-meter row, a 60-meter handstand walk, and then 5 legless rope climbs. The meters decrease on the rower, as does the distance on the handstand walk and the legless rope climb for 3 total rounds. 30-minute time cap on that one. And event 6 is one we've actually seen in person. Gretel. We did that at the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge. 10 rounds for time, 3 clean and jerks, 3 bar-facing burpees, a 7-minute time cap, 95 pounds for the women, 135 pounds for the men. The Brazil CrossFit Championship will be the first event that we take a look at. Nicholas Badarte and Andrew Primo will be 2 of the headliners for the men. On the women's side, Melina Rodriguez and Lari Cunha will be throwing down head-to-head, and then 4 Mixed Brazil, the team to watch in that competition. For the Lowlands Throwdown, Laura Horvath, Annie Thorisdottir, and Gabriella Magalo will be 3 athletes to watch on the women's side. And for the men, Bjorn Carl Gudmundsson, Frederick Agidius, and Adrian Moonweiler, and then Zuriola and Butcher's Lab for the teams looking to continue the momentum that they got in the quarterfinals. And finally, the German Throwdown, it's Katrin Davidsdottir and Kristen Holte, former 2-time champion and a former Games podium athlete there. For the men, Jona Koski and Lucas Eschlinger, and then from the Port and CrossFit Oslo Wolfpack for the teams. Games tickets are on sale now as we continue to creep closer to the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games in Madison, Wisconsin. You can go to games.crossfit.com for more information on that. And if you want to volunteer, you can also get information on that on games.crossfit.com. That is going to do it for today. Get ready for a busy weekend, and we will have complete coverage from here inside the studio of week 3 of semifinals. I'm Sean Woodland, and we'll talk to you next time.